Hello students. Today we are going to take a next part of the chapter body fluid and circulation. Today we are going to study about the human heart. Before to study the regarding human heart, we must be knowing there are various organisms which are having different set of heart or different types of hearts. As we all know that a human heart is four chambered. So there are certain organisms which are not having that much number of chambers, like fish heart. Fish heart is basically two-chambered heart. Two-chambered means it is having two chambers, that is one auricle and one ventricle. And from where the blood goes inside it, that is sinus venosus and arterium sinusus and cornus. So basically, fish heart is two-chambered heart. You can easily see uh, the first where A is mentioned, it is auricle and atrium, and V is ventricle. Okay. Now let's see the next one, that is amphibian heart. It is three-chambered heart. Okay. Right atrium, left atrium, and ventricle. So that is amphibian heart is three-chambered. This is how the heart evolved from two-chamber to three-chamber up to the four-chamber. Okay. Now coming to the next, that is reptilian heart. It is having four-chambered, but the septum between the that is ventricles is not that much good enough. What is the septum over here? Like this is the septum. It is not elongated to making the sector completely. It is not making the sectors complete. Hence, it is not, I can say, well developed. That's why it is reptilian heart is three-chambered. Okay. Now moving to the next, that is avian or mammalian heart. Now you can see this mammalian heart, it is having four chamber, totally segregated, right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle, left ventricle. It is completely having a four chamber. So in this by this we can understand that how the species have developed or evolved together with this by evolving their organs too. In this particular scenario, their organs also evolved. Okay, so evolving of their organs also taken place through the generation by which they have developed themselves to sustain on the ground, due to which their organs are also modified into certain things. Now let's see human heart. This is the structure of human heart. In this, from the left side, we will see we have bronchocephalic artery, right pulmonary artery, superior vena cava, right pulmonary vein, right atrium, right ventricle, inferior vena cava. Okay. Left subclavian artery, left pulmonary artery, left pulmonary vein, pulmonary trunk, left atrium. Okay, so these are all the parts which we can see outside from the outside. Now we will see from the inside. What can be that? Now this is a diagram which will give you the more specific idea regarding how human heart is and what are the functions of various organs. So I am just extending it up so that we can start from the first. Okay, so one by one we will taking. Now first is this one, superior vena cava. This you can see easily. Now you can see this superior vena cava. Superior vena cava, it collects the blood from upper part of the body up to the heart. As heart is having four chambered, upper two chambers are considered as a auricles atrium, and lower the two chambers are considered as a ventricle. So the blood collection from the upper part of the body to the right atrium is bring by superior vena cava, and the inferior vena cava, which is over here. This is inferior vena cava. Okay, so when the inferior vena cava collects blood from the lower part of the body, and superior vena cava brings blood from the upper part of the body. Here's how things been done. Now then, opening of superior vena cava. This is a place where it is get open inside it. Now right atrium is clearly mentioned over there. Opening of coronary sinus. Okay. And inferior vena cava is, I have already told you regarding inferior vena cava. Now you can change, see opening of inferior vena cava, right atrioventricular aperture. Aperture means a space where from where the valve is present. That aperture allows blood to pass from atrium to the ventricle. Okay, so it is having which kind of valve? Tricuspid valve. It is having tricuspid valve. Okay. Then inferior ventricle, I told you right ventricle. Lower portion is considered as a right ventricle, and the layer between the two ventricles is known as septum, that is interventricular septum, while the septum which is present between the atrium is known as interauricular septum, and the aperture present between the atrium and ventricle, it is considered interauricular ventricular septum. Okay, coming to right side, now we have a ligamentous arteriosum, left pulmonary artery. Okay, pulmonary, what does the pulmonary artery work does? It carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs where it gets oxygenated and returned back. This is the work of pulmonary artery. Then left atrium, you can see left side of the lungs. Now it is having pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein brings back oxygenated blood to the left atrium. Then opening of veins. Now you can see from left atrium to left ventricle there is a opening which is guided by the valve which is known as bicuspid valve. Okay, it is guided by the valve which is known as bicuspid valve. Then pupillary rays, coronary, cornea, and left ventricle. Now in this, I would like to tell you these. During the flow of blood, the blood passes through the heart twice. That's why it is considered as a double circulation. First, the blood is collected with the help of superior vena cava and inferior vena cava into the right atrium. From right atrium, blood is pushed down to the right ventricle, and from right ventricle, the blood pumps into the lungs through the pulmonary artery so that it get oxygenated, and that oxygenated blood returns back to the left atrium by pulmonary vein. From left atrium to left ventricle, the blood is pumped, and from left ventricle it is pumped throughout the body through aorta. Now during this process there are flow of blood which can be regulated by the valve. Valve are the checkpoints kind of things which do not allow the backflow of blood. That is backflow of blood. So in arteries there is no valves, but in veins there are valves present. So as it is mentioned over here, tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve is mentioned over there. There is also a mitral valve which is present in the ventricular portion, so as to avoid the backflow of blood. Now as you can see in the figure, the heart is bit kind of shifted towards the left side, left ventricle. It is enlarged a bit. This is due to the extra work done by the left ventricle. Like it has to push the blood through the whole part of the body. That's why the muscles present over there are a bit stronger, due to which it appears to be like it is enlarged from the left side. Okay, now the septum, which is known as interventricular septum, it has a fibers which is known as Purkinje fibers, which are there for carrying out the nerve impulse, electric impulse, which is generated by the SU node. SU node is present on the right side corner of the right atrium on the septum. that is interauricular septum. Okay, now that SA node is also known as the pacemaker, due to which electric impulse passes through the AV node, auriculoventricular node, through Purkinje fiber to the ventricles. This electrical impulse makes the heart to contract and relax, due to which the blood is being pumped into the ventricles and goes out of the heart. This pumping action is being regulated by the cerebellum in the brain, and the heartbeat is generated inside the heart. Due to this, human heart is also known as the myogenic heart, as it generates its own heartbeat inside the heart itself. Okay. Now the sound loop dub. The loop sound comes when the auricle receives the blood. Right auricle receives the blood from the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, while left auricle receives the blood from the pulmonary vein. When they both receive the blood, the sound which comes is loop. When these both contract, that both auricles contract, the blood passes through the ventricles, making the sound do. This is how contraction and relaxation of the heart continuously moves on. This is also known as systole and diastole. So systolic pressure is 120 mmHg and diastolic pressure is 80 mmHg. That is the relaxation pressure, and contraction pressure is 120 mmHg. So this is all for the day. This is all about the heart or human heart. Remaining working we will be studying in the next class. Okay, this is all for the day. Thank you very much.